So first and foremost, I gotta say thank you, Studio Mappa and our Virgin Soul, for actually giving us that flashback of Jeanne d'Arc, because that really gives us a lot more insight of what happened and what's everyone is talking about, because we've talked about, hey, she's not really involved in Capital anymore at all. From she's in a jail cell, she's in a doghouse, so we got to see that go from, hey, she's very very involved, to she's not nearly as involved because she loses her soldiers' trust, and then of course all the way to where she gets thrown out of the Capitol whenever Cherios takes over. And I'm really glad that we got to see that, because I mean it's just giving, like, I don't want to say it's good characterization, but it does in a sense, but more it just fills in that blank, that blank in history we didn't know about, so now we understand what's going on more, right? So to start this off, dude, this was a really gruesome episode, to be quite honest with you. I mean, we go from seeing that little girl get smashed by that demon, just absolutely just destroyed, just like that girl that was teaming up with Azazel did, right? By that big giant statue, knight-looking thing. And I think right then and there, it's not that Jeanne is weak without her powers, because we found out that she actually killed gods, which I find just amazing. 3 years ago, because it's a 7-year time skip, and then we see that she says 3 years ago I killed gods, and that's something that's really crazy, because you really got to think about it. Jeanne killed gods, and she was a saint, and she killed gods 3 years ago, and she's like, these are sins that I can never be forgiven for. And then she clearly states that I lost my powers because of that. And that's why I was wondering. We see that she's not as powerful as she used to be, for sure. But nonetheless, I don't think that's why she was losing to her fellow soldiers, her fellow subordinates. It's that confidence. After that little girl died, she's like, wow, my confidence is dwindling. It's dwindling. And then it just flat out diminished. She didn't have that confidence in whenever she's fighting. And Kaiser and that other dude, I can't remember his name, they know who she is. They know how strong she was and or still is, per se, right? They know that she belonged to be captain of the Knights. And she even, I mean, she tells Kaiser, I don't know if he heard her in that scene stating, I'll leave the rest to you, but we see Kaiser finally got on that path. He was not just abiding by the king because his pride was getting in the way, because we've all known Kaiser wants to be a royal knight, and he obtained that status quo again after he lost it, or his family lost it a long time ago. So whenever Cherios, not Kaiser, but he kicks Jeanne out of the castle, I really like that they showed us that she didn't go to prison. First off and foremost, she did not just go to prison or jail, whatever you want to call it. Instead, she lived outside the castle. I mean, she's in hiding. She didn't live within the castle, just lived in the castle, had her own little house. It's peaceful, just lived by isolation, really, right? So we see that she has a child born, which is Mugro, of course, and that definitely was, he was stored in her. That was not through sexual conduct. We can clearly tell that. And it looks as if, it most definitely looks as if Jeanne didn't even know he's there. I mean, look at her expression whenever she's giving, quote unquote, birth to a certain extent. It's a weird kind of birth, obviously, just teleports out of her stomach. But obviously, she didn't have the pregnant belly. She did not know she was pregnant. Clearly, you could tell that. But it does seem as if Lord Michael is probably most likely the father. So we can clearly tell this was not through sexual conduct or anything like that. This was secretly planned. It seems to be the answer for certain. It most definitely seems like this was a secret. Now, so what? I'm really interested. Why is Mugro so special though? Why Mugro? Like, why Jeanne and Mugro? Why, first off, why impregnate Jeanne? And second off, why Mugro? What's so special about this child? You know what I mean? Yeah, it could be Lord Michael's child, but still, it's not like it's God's child or something like that. It's something of the sort like that. So it really makes you wonder, why is Mugro so special? And I cannot wait to see when we dive into that, because it's really interesting, because we're at episode 10 right now, and this is listed for 22 episodes, I think. I think it may be actually 24, to be quite honest with you. So it really has me wondering, like, why is he so, like, what's going to happen? I'm at a loss, people. I'm at a loss. But I'm actually also excited, though. I mean, I cannot wait to see what happens next. Like, I'm really excited to see where the story's going, because there's just so much, there's so many episodes left, We have a whole other season worth of episodes left, So it's just like, what the hell's going to happen next? I'm so excited to see where this is going, because we're getting so far into where we're at right now. Like, I just want to know what's going to happen between, like, episode 11 and episode, like, 23. Like, there's so many things that could happen. We've had so much happen already. Just where's this going to go? And is Cherios going to be the main plot point, like the main antagonist this whole time, per se? I don't know. But to see Jeanne actually cut off Mugro's wings, whew, That you could see she was. That's oh man, you could see that clearly she was. She knew it had to be done in order to save Mugro, her baby boy, but she was like, oh, you could tell the pain. Like I mean, whoo, you could see. I mean, you could see the self doubt saying, I can't do this, I can't do this, but I have to do this, I can't do this. Her telling herself, do it, don't do it, do it, don't do it. Man, that scene was, there's a lot. I love how they, the emphasis they put on her facial expression, how they had Muguro's mouth around like her shoulder, so whenever you bit down and he wouldn't scream. But could cut off your own son's wings, man. That's I mean, and stab that demon and pour blood all over your son just to blend them in with the dead bodies. That's something else, man. That's something else. But as always, guys, you've been Hex. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, X25. See you guys next time. Peace. And whew, there's quite a bit of resolve in that, too. Man.